Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. Today, Pat and I are, or I should say tonight, we are headed into Laguna Beach. We're going to do a little date night, a little weeknight date night, and we're headed to South of Nix. It is by far one of our favorite Mexican restaurants here in Orange County. They do have a second location in San Clemente, and they have a couple other restaurants like just Nix, which is also phenomenal. They opened up a second location in Newport Beach for that. The other one's in Laguna. But anyways, excellent food, amazing margaritas. Of course, I can't have one, but they are excellent, and it's literally our top place that we bring people to go to for sure. FYI, no dogs allowed. Like, there's not a patio, so just keep that in mind in case you're visiting.
Small wait time. Yeah,
very small. Definitely open table if you know ahead of time to get reservations. But yeah, we are about to head there, and yeah, we'll bring you guys along, but a little fun to go during the week, and yeah, all of that. I'll show you what we're wearing. Okay, and then here is what we have on. This little dress I got in from Petal and Pup a little bit ago. It's just very loose and very comfy, and then my boots are super old, but I can link something similar. And then for Pat, you want to go through your outfit, babe?
Shocker. It's all Abercrombie. Lulu makes a very similar one to this, we've been told.
Yeah, by somebody at Lululemon. Yeah.
It's tall.
Yeah.
Little undershirt, great best shirts at Abercrombie, so that's a tall. And then these little cargo guys are, I don't think they make them anymore, but cool for the cargo look.
Those are from Abercrombie too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then shoes?
New
Wait, hold on, I'll come down. Oh. I'll come down.
New Jordans.
New little stand socks, real cute. Wow. Yeah, what's great about Abercrombie, it's like Pat's his favorite place. It's because they carry talls. And when you order talls online, you can return in store for free, which is nice. So he's probably in like a XL tall in this.
Yeah.
And then the t-shirts.
XL
tall. And then the shorts are probably an XL as well.
Yeah,
maybe.
They're super adjustable, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, because you can sometimes wear a large.
Large XL,
yeah. But Pat's 6'2" for height reference, so the tall, he doesn't like anything too short. So, yeah. Anyways, headed to dinner. Excited for a little weeknight dinner date. And yeah. Okay, we're at South of Nix now. And they always bring out queso, and it's like a trio. I'll show you in a second. And then we always get queso, but the guac is phenomenal too. And then Pat and I always get the mini soft taco platter. Phenomenal. A side of black beans, more chips, and then we got our queso, which comes with these fajitas. It's literally one of our favorites. We always save room. Normally we used to get margs, but obviously now we don't. But we'll get gelato afterwards, probably down the hill.
I'm gonna do the hazelnut, just the regular.
Got our favorite gelato. I got panna cotta, which is Italian cream, regular hazelnut, and dark chocolate hazelnut. Pat, what'd you get?
Regular hazelnut, dark chocolate, and almond to switch it up.
Delicious. Guys, it is now Saturday afternoon. We are in Huntington Beach, which is just north of Newport, which is north of Laguna. We are here. We got our favorite acai bowl, have Ruby, and we have our e-bikes. We bought the bikes when we first got here, and it's been like such a great, fun thing to do. We take them like everywhere. So we're just parked right outside of the pier here. I'll pan around so you can see, but we're just going to spend the next couple hours bike riding. We might bike to Newport and back, and then watch the sunset. Ruby, you good girl? You good girl, sweetheart. So cute in the sea. Did you have a good bike ride? Oh, you pretty girl. You ready for food? Yes. Okay, you guys, the part of the video where we get to the big announcement. We are officially moving. We are leaving Southern California.
Wait, what?
And we are moving to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pat and I were both born and raised there. My family, all of my siblings, all of our aunts, uncles, everyone is there. Pat's grandmother's there. I have a best friend that's there. Pat has a couple best friends that are in Pittsburgh. It is sad. It's sad, but it's also like, you know, there's an excitement there. Obviously, we are 21 weeks pregnant, and, you know, having the baby near family is something that's always been important to me. I grew up seeing my grandma, my mom's mom, multiple times a week. And so my mom and I are insanely close. And so I, of course, thought, you know, one day that it would be, I mean, I want our kids to know our grandparents. Also my sister Marissa, who I explained in the pregnancy video before, like kind of like our pregnancy announcement and our journey to getting pregnant and all that. I kind of shared a little bit about my twin sister in that video, but she is also in Pittsburgh. She lives independently with a roommate, which is amazing, given her disability, but she's also there and we're insanely close. I have 3 other siblings and they're right there. Like, we're a close family. So I'm excited to be by family with having a baby, but it's hard to leave. It's really hard to leave Southern California. I've been super emotional about it, and of course people, like friends and family, they're like, oh, pregnancy hormones, but you can ask Pat like a year ago, 2 years ago, even when we first got here 3.5 years ago, like there's times I've cried because I'm like, this place is so beautiful and so perfect, and I can't imagine like when the day will come where we'll have to make that choice to leave.
It's here.
Yeah, it is here, yeah. Specifically Orange County, truly incredible. We think it's the greatest place you could live, the greatest place you could have a family and raise a family. I feel like California gets such a bad rep, and when we first decided to leave North Carolina, we had built a 4-bedroom home. You kind of got to pick everything out, but people were like, family, friends, friends of family. Everyone was like, wait, they're leaving? And honestly, it was just a dream of ours. I can definitely say, since I was a child, I remember as early as 3rd grade sitting at the dining room table and asking my mom where we have to go, where it's sunny and beautiful every day. And she always said San Diego, Southern California, right? San Diego. My uncle came out here for the Navy and met his wife, and so lived and served, you know, for the military, and lived in San Diego. Eventually, I think they got pregnant with their second. They decided to leave, you know, cost of living, all that, and moved to Georgia, to another base. But yeah, so I think in the back of my mind that was always put, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's where you go, that's where you go. But anyways, I feel like it was just like really a dream that Pat and I started dreaming together, in the sense of like, we can just pick up and move. It's the 2 of us and little Ruby. Like, let's go live somewhere totally different and experience totally different things. And that's obviously exactly what we have done here. I knew we would like it. We actually had this plan to move to Southern California before we actually visited, but we did take a week-long trip, flew in LA, explored LA, drove the coast through Orange counties. Yeah, I can specifically remember the first time we entered Laguna Beach. Plain as day, and then continuing on to like San Clemente, and then eventually San Diego. So we did like a whole trip out here and loved it. We thought it was beautiful, you know, so excited to move here. And then of course, now being here for 3.5 years, I can truly honestly say
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. I can truly honestly say, like, yes, we love it, but it is so much more than I could have ever imagined. Would you say that?
Yes, it has a lot of things we like.
Yeah, I just feel like it's one of those places that like every single day can actually take your breath away. And still 4 years later, anytime we get on the highway and I see 405 South San Diego, like from, you know, from the gym to where we live in Irvine, California, like San Diego, right? 405 South San Diego, and my heart still flutters. It's just like the most incredible place. It's beautiful. The scenery, so beautiful. That's the one thing that we're like, we're really gonna miss that. Food is incredible, top notch. I mean, you figure there's millions and millions. I think there's 5 million people like in the county, I think, don't quote me, but massive population. So you figure everything is like obviously super competitive when it comes to the food industry. You're not gonna make it if your food's terrible. You know, everything is top notch. And then obviously we think the people here are just wonderful, like super nice. You're not having, definitely different from living in the Southeast. It's not a ton of like chit chat, but as soon as you start talking to people, very, very friendly, very nice, but people just like kind of let you do what you're doing. You know what I mean? So that was really nice as well. And then of course, just like all the parks, the outdoor living, the space, like everything is just stunning. So still after 4 years.
The mountains.
Oh yeah, and then you have the mountains with the palm trees, and then the ocean. It's crazy. There's a thing called the SoCal Challenge. You can be surfing, you know, Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, whatever. 2 hours later, you can be skiing down the slopes. 2 hours later, you can be in the desert for having dinner in like the sunset, a cocktail during sunset. Like, it's crazy. It's like a climate that I think only exists one other place in the world to be that quickly in a different climate and terrain or whatever. Yeah, just absolutely breathtaking. So we're leaving really soon. Basically from the time this video goes up, I think it will be just shy of 2 weeks. We've obviously been marching towards this, and I think just basically timing of the pregnancy, wanting to get established with an OBGYN, you know, not in the 3rd trimester, kind of like right beforehand. A couple things going on family-wise in the month of May, my baby shower in June. Like, it was just kind of like, we were thinking, could we extend staying here as long as possible? No, you did too.
Come on.
Pat, you did too.
Can we just do another year? You've never lived anywhere for more than 4 years. Yeah. Back to back.
Yeah. Anyways, it just kind of makes sense. Our lease ends in these 2 weeks, so it just kind of made sense. And really the whole job situation, Pat losing his job in December, getting a job in February, 100% remote. Most of the team that he's on is actually out of the UK plus East Coast, so that kind of works out timing like work wise as well. And just like, yeah, it kind of feels like the same way to get us out here. Everything's just working, and it's like a seamless kind of transaction or move.
Transition. Yeah,
transition. That would be the word. Obviously we have been so busy trying to do like a million things, because you know how it is. Moving is just insane. Cross country, it's even insane. Obviously pregnant and trying to find all the new doctors, new insurance. Our new insurance in California, less than 45 days later, we got to switch it. We got to be able to get into the system to find everything. Like, it's just, it has been a true whirlwind. But yeah, excited to be by family, of course. You know, I think everybody in Pittsburgh's super pumped for coming home, and we're excited to be by family. It's just, you know, you can feel 2 things at once. You can be super sad and super happy for 2 different reasons, and that's definitely what I'm feeling. It's hard to let go of one dream for another, right? Like having a baby with family, grandparents, all that. It's just hard. This is like truly the greatest place, and I feel like it's the first place in my life where anywhere we've been, we're like, oh, we're excited to get home, and home is like here, Orange County. You know, like I always think, you think of like where you grow up or different things like that, but like this truly is like truly the greatest place you could ever live, in our opinion. Obviously cost of living is high.
Housing. Yeah,
housing is just insane. We feel like, yeah, I feel like it's housing. If you want to own a home, it is definitely expensive. With that being said, I feel like, you know, California, like I said before, kind of gets crapped on a good bit. And yeah, I think until you live here, you're like, why is it so expensive? Like, why are people crazy? And then you live here and you're like, this is 1000% worth it, without a doubt. You know, like it's kind of crazy how quickly you realize. You agree, don't you?
Yeah, but you're like the biggest supporter. I do. The weather is great. You essentially pay for just always nice roads. They don't deal with anything.
Good weather, good food, parks, things to do, the beach, the hikes, the trails. Like, there's just so much to do outside. And we don't even consider ourselves to be like
outdoorsy.
Yeah, like we like to be outside in the sun, but we're not like,
let's go camp.
Yeah. You know, so I feel like it's just like everything here, you really can't beat it. Yeah, unfortunately for us, I think we've lived in the greatest place, that now it's like the comparison of anywhere else. But just like with anything, you know, it's just reprioritizing. It's like I said, it feels like we're living out a different dream. You know, it's a blessing to have this baby, and truly a blessing both of our job wise. We can pick up and move to be close to family. Pat's parents and then his sister-in-law, brother-in-law, and our nephew Jack, they're in Charlotte, a suburb of Charlotte, so it's about like 6.5, 7 hour drive. So that's real nice and easy. That's what we used to do all the time when we lived a little bit north of Charlotte in North Carolina. So it's nice to be close to them too. You know, our nephew turns 2, so it'll be nice to be closer to him. He's growing quickly, it feels like. And then obviously we'll have one in the mix too. So yeah, excited. Obviously all of our friends, I went to school in Ohio, Pat in Pennsylvania, so a lot of our friends are all in the area too. Guys, that was the pre-move inspection. They came real quick. Yeah, I forget where I was, honestly, but yeah, trying to be positive. Obviously, I think mindset is everything. You know, I feel like there's a lot of people that see college or high school as their glory days or like something like this, but I believe there's like, you know, always something good to come and amazing things ahead. So definitely sad. I feel like a part of our hearts will always be here, but the good news is it will always be here. And, you know, time with family and friends is really important. And, you know, none of us are obviously guaranteed tomorrow. So I feel like this is definitely the right move for our family. You know, long-term Pittsburgh, we don't see it for us in our family just because the weather is a little rough, and we're clearly sunshine, sunny, perfect climate people. So hopefully, you know, we're just gonna take it day by day, but yeah, hopefully my parents or family members, like even best friends too, you know, hopefully we can move south at some point, just warmer weather, improved weather, be able to be outside more, do those kind of things that we love and enjoy. But excited for what's next. Just, yeah, you know, I'm like, we'll bring the baby back and visit, you know, like that's the one thing somebody had said to us before moving out here, like, why don't you guys just vacation? And we're like, oh, that is not the same as living somewhere. So truly it was one of the greatest 4 years of our lives. But yeah, excited for what's to come too, of course. You have anything else you want to add?
No. The Lakers are our basketball team now, so that's good. Pittsburgh doesn't have one, so.
Yeah, we're actually headed to the game tomorrow night, so I'm gonna try to take a couple clips, and that's kind of where we'll end the vlog, is at the Lakers game tomorrow night. We had like a whole bucket list of things we wanted to do coming out here. Knowing that it was short term, we originally said we'd be here for 2 years. We've almost obviously have doubled that. Yeah, again, I feel like everyone's like, California, like, what do they love it? You know, why do they love it so much? Stuff like that. Yeah, truly exceeded our expectation. We would stay here if it wasn't for, you know, just family. We would stay. It's that great, and totally us. But anyways, I am rambling. Excited for what's to come. Really thankful about the baby, and obviously thankful to be closer to family and be in the position where we're able to pick up and leave. Obviously the financial, not burden, but the finances that it takes to obviously do a huge move like this. Yeah, the flexibility with our schedules and work, all that. So feeling really appreciative of that and excited for the next chapter. Like I said, we leave pretty much in the next 10 days, 2 weeks. I will have a fashion haul on Wednesday, a vlog on Sunday, and then a haul on Wednesday. So I'm kind of reversed. It just has the time to do with the move, plus some amazing brands that I'm partnering with. So you'll kind of see a little bit of a change, and then eventually we'll be back to schedule. I don't think anything really changes for you guys viewership wise. You can be sad with me and not be able to have the scenery in the vlogs like we once used to. But I'm excited obviously to share family life, you know, especially with the little one on the way and all of that, and moving. We're actually gonna live with my parents for, really, we're splitting the time between both parents just to spend time in 2 different places. So we'll be kind of like, I think about a month and a half before we're finally able to get into a place. We're waiting on the application to be approved today actually, and hearing back. So hopefully we'll be in that spot, and it'll be a beautiful townhome. And then yeah, we'll see from there what we plan on doing, you know, whether it's buying a home or something like that, you know, we'll just kind of take it as is. But obviously the main thing is to have a place to bring the baby home and to be near family. So that is what's going on. That's a huge announcement. Any last thoughts, Pat?
Yeah, nothing.
No, you just look really cute in your Laguna Beach hat. You know,
yeah,
in my surf shop.
We've gotten items to remember.
Yeah, we'll totally come back and visit. I can't imagine, you know, being gone too long from this place. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, any thoughts on Southern California, if you yourself, you and your friend, your best friend, your partner, whatever, if you've ever thought about like literally picking up and moving, like we would say 100% do it. You know, where you're at right now, you can always go back to. The comfort of that, like, you know, knowing what your day in, day out would look like. Home, you can always go home, wherever that is, you know. So I obviously am a huge encourager of flipping your life if you want to, and just taking on a new adventure.
Every couple of years, guys. Gotta stay.
Anyways, all right, that's the update.
Pray for Britt. She's gonna be holding on to the door frame as we leave.
I've cried multiple times, and again, I've had friends say, oh, it's the pregnancy hormones. I've cried before leaving here for 2 weeks because I'm like, this place is so perfect. Like, just sometimes you just sit and you're looking at the ocean and it's like palm trees, the trails, and I'm like, yeah, this is crazy that God created this. It's so beautiful. So yeah, anyways, of course, if you're ever watching this and you want to come visit, I have 1,000,001 recommendations I can easily send. So truly a great place. I think everyone should absolutely visit Southern California, and specifically Orange County. Yeah. So it goes Los Angeles County, Orange County, San Diego County. And we were really like, pretty much because of COVID, trying to find a place, we were like, okay, we'll do Southern California, whether LA, Orange County, or San Diego. And oops. And really, we can say from the bottom of our hearts, like, Orange County is it. So, all right, that's it. Anything else?
You're moving.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pat has been good at, like, yeah. I mean, it's the right move. It's just, clearly you can tell. It's a lot to process, a lot to feel. But thankful, you know, thankful to be close to family and have a healthy baby on the way. Okay, we'll see you guys tomorrow when we pick up for the Lakers game.
Yeah, this is it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the midcourt once again. Tonight's game ball named number 5, Mike Sullivan, Curran Simpson, courtesy of Toyota.
Look, he has handshakes with everyone. The training staff. There it is.
Is it for this week's vlog. Last night at the Lakers game, it was so much freaking fun. The stadium was beautiful, very easy to get down to. We did get a parking ticket, which was weird because we paid for parking, so we got to figure that out. But I would say if you're going to the Crypto.com arena, you can find parking very easily day of. But anyways, that's only if you're out here visiting or if you live here. But yeah, it was just super fun. LA won. It was great to see LeBron play as well as Luka, and it was just like super fun. So anyways, I wanted to also mention the Sephora sales going on. I do have my roundup of my favorite picks over in LTK, but I will leave links to those specific collages down below. And I have more Sephora content coming in the next week, so check that out. The sale goes from $4.4, so it already started, to $4.14. And it depends on your member status if you get 20, 15, or 10% off. The 10% off is like free. You just have to have an account and 0 minimum spend on the year. And then the other 2 tiers are just based off of what you spend. But all of my recommendations and favorites will be over in the LTK app. Obviously, with the big news of us moving, you can imagine the next 2 weeks are going to be a whirlwind for us. But I do plan on having a video go up every Wednesday and Sunday. Again, the things might be flipped. So today's a vlog. Wednesday will be a fashion try-on haul. And then again, same thing for next week. But we will take you through this process. We have so much to pack. We're packing ourselves and then moving across country with obviously Ruby, living with my parents for the time being. We'll go down and visit Pat's. It's going to be crazy and hectic. And the townhome that we mentioned yesterday that we're so excited for completely fell through. And it wasn't our fault. It wasn't our realtor fault. It's been frustrating. So anyways, we're going to get it all figured out. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope to see you really soon in my next one. Bye.